Hello again, and Westbridge Hills, welcome to episode number 6 with me, Mr. Seeley P. Right, carrying on with silage and chaffing. The field's not quite there yet. I am going to do a whole crop harvest with canola, and I know it's probably not the done thing, it's not normally done in real life, but I'm trying to kind of work out the maths on it, and you get a little bit more for silage per tonne than you do for canola per tonne. The question then becomes, do you get more off a field if you harvest it for canola, or do you get more off the field if you harvest it for chaff? But I'm going to have a quick look at this field, see how much it is. Okay, that's more than I can afford. Anyway, for future reference, I'll probably buy this one, but not quite yet. Anyway, in doing that, the field is now ready. Brilliant. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a full crop harvest on this. So I'm not going to cut it for the canola seed. I am literally going to cut the entire crop down, chaff it, and carry on filling up that silage bay. I'm thinking literally from a monetary situation to increase the farm's profit, to buy more machinery, more fields. The other field, 16, I'm going to do the canola harvest. But for this one, full crop. And see what we get out of it. I'm pretty sure you get more doing full crop, so I'd get more litres, tonnes of chaff off of this field than I would do getting canola off of this field. But that's something to test, which now I'm thinking in my head, there might be some way of doing that. Have a think. Anyway, so at the moment, half and half. I'm thinking, well, I might as well get the grass while I'm doing it as well. Get maximum from on and around the field. So the first strip's half grass, half canola. But as you can see, it's cutting both. It will cut both down, and it all just becomes chaff and goes in the back. That will all go to the silage bay, ferment, and become silage. Going to speed this up a little bit. It will take a while. The harvester goes the same speed as a combine would, about 6 miles an hour. So yeah, fields, especially when we get into the larger fields, I think when we get onto larger fields, when we eventually get there, we may have to invest in multiple harvesters. And have a couple running at a time, and they'll have to be big harvesters with big headers, otherwise it's going to take forever to do the fields. And then I probably won't do whole crop harvest. If I get to that point and I do whole crop harvest, it'll be on probably not necessarily whole crop. I'll do a maize crop silage harvest, and I'll try to get to the point where I can invest in the Chrome Big X with the bigger header, so doing a maize harvest for silage is quicker as well. but that's way down the line. That's a long way off yet. The Down on the Farm series, I said on previous episodes, I started that gameplay series quite a way into it. I'd been playing it for a while. I'd built up a bit of money. I'd bought a few fields. I'd bought a bit of machinery before I ever started that gameplay series. So that's why I thought when I start on this one, I wanted to go right back to the start and show how a way you can build up. You know, people will do it all in different ways. You haven't got to do silage harvesting. You can just do crop. Just gradually build up from selling off your crop. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. But it does take a long time. So you need other revenues, other income streams. That's why I've done the logging, I've done the silaging. But that's just me. Now, I've had a thought, and it's a bit of a test, and I know on my how-to and kind of top tips videos that I did, and they're in a separate playlist, I do kind of experiments. I'm thinking, while we're doing this, we might as well do an experiment. I'm pretty sure I know what the outcome's going to be, but at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt to try. So grab the comb, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a strip. The headers are about the same sort of size. I think one's 6 metres, one's 5.5. You know, it's going to be there or thereabouts. I'm going to do one strip with the harvester, harvesting the canola, and see how much canola you get in one strip. And I'm going to do one strip with the all crop header and see how much we get. So at the moment, we're on just over 21,000 on this one. So 21,000, about 21,500 I think it started off at. We'll see how much we get in one strip, and then we'll compare that to the harvester for one strip. I'm pretty sure we're going to get more litres off the field doing whole crop than we would get litres off the field doing it for canola. And with the difference in price, and there's not a huge difference in price, I'm pretty sure that the canola's paying about 1,200 a tonne, and I think silage is 1,600 a tonne. So it pays a little bit more for the silage anyway, but if you're going to get more chaff off the field, you're going to have more silage to sell, so therefore your profits can be bigger. You're going to have more money. I think that's how it's going to work out, but we'll see. At the end of the day, it's an experiment. In theory, that's how it should work out. But it doesn't hurt to test it. So the harvest is on 1,500 litres and rising. What are we looking at? 1,700-ish. Yeah, 1,739 litres. Okay, so 1,739 litres. So if I sold that canola, I'd make a certain amount of money on that. Try and do the maths in my head. But anyway, so now we'll jump over into the other one, see what we come up with a strip on this. It's climbing. I mean, I think looking at the numbers, it's pretty obvious straight off the bat, isn't it? We started off on about 21,500 litres. And we're on 27,004. So you're looking at a good 6,000 litres. So compared to 1,700, 6,000. The whole crop harvest is a no-brainer. You're going to get triple the amount of chaff off there, which means you'll get triple the amount of silage. It pays a little bit more anyway, so you're going to make way more money doing the whole crop on this than you would do if you did it for canola. I'm not going to do this all the time on the fields. This is literally to build up a bit of money, to replace the harvester, probably get a new combine harvester, the bigger one maybe with a wider header, This field I'll probably replant with wheat or something, because I do need some straw for the cows. So we'll carry on with the whole crop harvest on here, and once this field is cleared, whatever's in the silage bay at that point, I'm going to blanket it, and that will be the silage fermenting. We'll then go back over to 16, and on 16 we'll do a normal canola harvest, just a standard canola harvest. I'll probably get the seeder rack over here onto 20, and then we'll plant this with wheat, I think, and get that fertilised and growing. But I think realistically for today's episode, it's going to take a little while to get this canola, the whole crop harvest done. This episode will be finishing off the whole crop harvest, getting as much into that silage bay as we possibly can, and then blanketing the silo. Yeah, so that'll be today's episode. Some of it I will skip ahead because I don't want to bore you, but that's it. It's working, it's going to work out profitable. Once that silage or the chaff has fermented into silage, when I come to sell that, I will do that off screen, because that will be a lengthy process. I mean, looking at how much, we're probably going to get a couple of full loads off this field with what else we've got in there as well. We're going to be looking at around 300,000 litres of silage to sell. That'll take a while, so I will probably do all that off screen, but again, there's lots to do before we get to that point. So, first full load off of that field. There was a little bit of grass added in with that as well, because obviously I kept the header going when I came off the end of the field, so every time I was turning around I was cutting grass as well and then going back onto the field. So there's a little bit on there, not just the canola, but it's working. It's doing what we needed to do. I'll probably stick on the automatic help just so I can check how much is in here and how compacted it is. Okay, 281,000 litres at the moment, and it's nearly compacted. Yes, I'm thinking off that field we're probably going to get maybe a full tank and maybe a full trailer, don't know. So it's going to take us up around 320,000 litres. That's not bad. When we come to sell that, that'll be a nice bit of money in the bank account. But that'll be a couple of episodes off now, I think. Right, back at it. Get the automatic help off. Don't need that until we're back in the silage bay again. Just going to check actually to make sure I wasn't talking nonsense. Silage 1,600 and canola 1,137. So yeah, you're going to get more for your silage anyway. but it was just working out whether what you would get more chaff off the field or more canola off the field, to work out whether it's more profitable doing it as a whole crop harvest or for canola. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember whose video it was I watched, but I watched a video and they were saying that apparently in real life you wouldn't whole crop harvest canola. You probably would wheat, barley, things like that, but they don't generally whole crop harvest canola anyway. So I know this probably isn't what's done in real life, but for the sake of getting the money up on the farm so we can start to expand and make it a bit more interesting with different machinery, unfortunately it was a kind of needs must scenario. When I initially planted this field, I hadn't planted it thinking I would do a whole crop harvest. I was just planting it for the canola because it's a profitable crop anyway, but it actually works out more profitable chaffing it for silage. That said, we are up to our eyeballs in debt with the bank, but hey, make enough money, we can pay the payments, and when we get to a point where we're making enough money, we can gradually start paying that loan off. Again, that's a long way down the road though. So we're not quite full, 42,000 litres, so what I'm going to do is just do a bit of grass on top, get that chaffed and thrown in there as well, get up to a full load, and then we'll go back to the silage bay and we'll drop it off. Unfortunately we're back to 6 miles an hour. It's a slow process. I think what I'm going to have to do is leave all of this for a while and give a chance for the grass to start growing everywhere, because I think I've mowed over the last couple of episodes most of the map, so I do need to make sure that I give it all a chance to regrow before I do any more with grass or silaging or anything like that. So hopefully for a while that'll be the last silage I do. If I make enough money on it, I'll be able to replace the harvester and then probably buy another field so we can get some more crops in, and we'll gradually start rolling up the amount of crops we're producing, so the amount of money we're making, and we shouldn't need to come back to silaging for a while. I think if we do, it will be when we do a maize crop, and we'll get the corn header, maize header, and we'll do a silage harvest on maize, but that's going to be, again, quite a way down the line. We've got quite a bit to do in between here and there. I haven't bought any chickens yet, probably going to get some chickens, get some eggs on the go. That's us pretty much full now, I think. There we go, we're full. Right, back to the biogas plant and drop off this last load. So yeah, we roughly got 2 loads, just under 2 loads off that field. So, you know, probably around 90-ish, 90,000 litres. And we wouldn't have got 90,000 litres of canola off that field. Right, so what did I say I thought would be? About 320,000, didn't I, in the end? So yeah, it'd be a little bit over that. $328,300 litres. That's not bad. That'll do. I'm not sure what these bays are when they're full. I know the ones on Bjornholm are huge, and I think they take about 900,000 litres. These ones, 36%, you're going to be looking probably around 800,000 litres maybe. Might even be 900,000 on these. 30% would be 300,000. Yeah, could well be 900,000 litres as well. They seem deeper, these ones. The other ones are longer and shallower, but these seem to be quite deep. So there we go. Another day's work, another episode done. 328,000 litres. Blanket that. Get that. Let me look, actually, fermenting 1%. Brilliant. Okay. So that's that field done. We're going to move everything over, and on 16 we'll do a regular canola harvest, but that will be in the next episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. Maybe something different, something you haven't done before. Give it a go, and thanks for watching.